Hi everyone, here is Aya from Ara Sisters, and we continue learning the symbolism of each card. In my previous video, we discussed the cards of Major Arkana, and today's turn is for the next card, which is the Hierophant, number 5. So let's look into what does the all symbols of this card mean when you do the interpretation and try to understand this card meaning. If we look in general, who is the Hierophant? Look at him. He looks very similar, very solid as Emperor. And if Emperor is the earthy, secular power, raw power, government authority, then the Hierophant is as well the authority, but in religious, spiritual way. The Hierophant means revealer of the sacred things. This archetype embodies the cultural traditions, moral doctrines, religious concepts, teachings, orthodox, philosophical or ethical mandates. So anything related to traditions, cultures, and religions, this is represented by the Hierophant. So the Hierophant is ruling power of external religion, esoteric orthodox doctrine, the outer side of the life which lead to the doctrine. On the contrary, he is so-called bridge maker who provides connection link between outer experience and interior illuminations. As Pontifex, who is the middle figure, the Pope is interpreter of the mysteries of the unseen. Whether religious or what today we call as well scientific, it all goes under this card, because now in today's world, science and scientists are the ones who are explaining the unseen mysteries in general, as well as understanding of microcosmos and microcosmos. So this is the basic understanding of this card Hierophant. And if we look at the symbolism itself, there are gray color, and gray is shown in terms of gray pillars. Gray connects to the second sephira on the tree of life, which means chokma or wisdom. The gray is the tint resulting between balanced mix of two colors, black and white. And this is the perfect mix in order to get the perfect balance between those two opposites. So these pillars are representing the perfect balance between two opposites. And this is the key to the wisdom as well. Why the two pillars? Well, first of all, if you remember, there were two pillars as well in High Priestess card, but there those two pillars were covered with the veil, but here you can see there is no veil. And when High Priestess was hiding this feminine intuitive energy under this veil of mystery, here there is no veil between those pillars. So all the knowledge, all the religious, traditional and cultural knowledge is available to everyone if you come and ask this Hierophant or mentor or teacher for this knowledge, and he will be the one who will be leading you towards it. And the symbol itself of the pillar, as we discussed already in the previous videos, it can be certain disagreements, but pillar in general, it's a masculine symbol. It is phallic in nature and representing union and duality. Some have speculated that here you can see on the top of each pillar, there are certain engravings which looks like acorns or pine cones, which seems to be like a little bit stretched, not very easy to understand what exactly it is. Others are discussing that this is uterus, somehow connecting this symbol to the feminine sacreds, which we discussed in the High Priestess card. So looking further, he is wearing very interesting crown, and this crown has a certain meaning. The papal tiara or diadem which is worn over the cap called camalaucum from Byzantine court, which is back in 7th or 8th century. The crown or diadem was always taken as a symbol of high social status. The diadems were added over the centuries, and since then it is more ornamental symbol than some specific symbolism. Still, there is very interesting information. If you look very close, you can see that there are certain 3 layers of Hierophant's crown, and each layer has a certain number. If you count those peaks, you can see 3, 7, and 5. And the number of those trefoils on the diadem has certain meaning and connection to the tree of life as well. And you can further see that there is certain very interesting, maybe you might think this is mistake of the drawing, but no, there is a letter W on the top of the crown. So here is the letter W on top of the crown. And and this is Hebrew letter Vav, which means nail or hook. And Hebrew letter Vav is the equivalent meaning of English word and. So this is like connecting both sides, connecting the information in tiara of 3, 5, and 7. And looking further, the black and white checkers on the floor, see? Black and white first symbolizes duality, yin and yang, dark and light, feminine, masculine, severity and mercy, passive, aggressive, esoteric, heart, minds, intuition, logic, and we can go further and further. And here you can see that he is holding a certain hand gesture. The manifest and concealed part of the doctrine is identified by this hand gesture of the Hierophant. Roses and lilies that we have seen in the previous cards for example, Empress, as well as Magician. The fusion, it is meaning of fusion of human passion as desire and incorruptible physic integrity or thoughts and mind. Yellow palladiums on the monk tunics. Palladiums are these yellow ones, goldish. It's a joke of Mercury, symbolizing intellectual perception and the outer self-expression. Crossed keys. In the middle, you see he's like sitting on those crossed keys. The most obvious meaning would be the keys of Saint Peter or keys of the kingdom. However, the crossed link the Hierophant to the Hades, holder of the keys to the heaven, which is higher consciousness, and the hell, which is unconscious or instinctual life. So let's look closer at what he is wearing and what he is holding in his hand. You can see that he is holding a cross scepter. It symbolizes the 3 realms of the spirit over which the Catholic Church presides. The first realm, which is symbolized by the lower bar of the cross, see? 1, 2, and 3, is called the Church Militant. It covers and organizes and leads the masses. It moves people into the fold and keeps them moving in the right direction. The second bar is the church penitent, the world of angels, souls waiting for birth and judgment. Here the church teaches and forms the mind and the spirit to make a worthy of its destiny. The third bar is the church triumphant, realm of the archangels, heaven, and reward of the virtues. So what he is wearing, and he is wearing a red robe. Red connects to element of the earth and sign of Taurus, which relates to the physical material and the outer realm, as well as latent power and energies in reserve. The white accents in papal attire, see here, it's like closing of the robe with the crosses. Purity of the thought, inner voice and action. The unequal armed cross symbolizes the bridge between divine knowledge and humanity. So here is very interesting symbol which you might not draw attention to, but in his neck area, which is blue chakra as well. We discussed chakras in the previous videos. And you can see here is like something blue. And blue, what he's wearing under his robe, apart from ocean and the sky, blue is very rare color. And it is very rare, you can't even find anything blue in the nature. Interestingly, that the blue attire that he is wearing under the red robe in his neck area, it was used very rare in medieval art because it was delivered from very costly material, which is lapis lazuli, and this is stone, which is very expensive. In this slide, the blue robe suggests what he is wearing under the red robe, that he is concealing that which is the precious or even precious itself. Mother Mary often as well is enrobed in the blue, suggesting the spiritual beauty and purity and transcendence. Note that the blue was very rarely used in primitive art, and even people without any education couldn't wear anything from blue. So if you think about blue ribbon, blue blood, blue chip stocks, it's all related to very high status society and people. So as well, blue is about calming and meditative color. So this was full symbolism of this card. Continue my videos and I will be explaining how to do the interpretation of the Hierophant card when you get it upright, reversed, for all the life type situations, questions, and card spreads. So stay connected and watch my next video.